Brian, can you give us some tips on how to reduce mold inside of a cannabis grow room?
Sure, yeah, I'd love to do that. A lot of our customers obviously have mold issues, and we need to find some methods that go along with our technology to work to reduce the mold. One of them, obviously, you want to keep it clean and dry. All right, you want to make sure that as best you can, you're wearing the right equipment, PPE equipment for keeping it clean. You're doing your best to be sanitary, sweeping, things like that, you know, all that. Regularly, obviously, we should inspect for mold. If you're seeing any, you want to abate it, get rid of it, put it in a bag, however you would like to get rid of it out of the room so it doesn't spread further, right? So you want to remove any of those leaves that are affected or any of the plants or that are affected. Some customers also add, most customers obviously add dehues or dehumidifiers in the room to reduce the moisture or control the moisture. I'll talk a little bit about that at the end, how we can help you adjust that and keep the moisture a little higher while using our system without that mold problem. But obviously the more humidity in the room, the more problems you'll end up with mold. Mold loves to grow with high moisture levels. And then obviously you need to ensure that there's enough air exchange. So in some ways it's good, some ways it's bad. So you want to bring in fresh air so that you're not keeping all the mold spores inside. But at the same time, sometimes when you do that, now you're bringing mold spores from outside into the room. So in the world of COVID these days, everybody's doing this air exchange, real rapid air exchange, trying to get viruses out of the room. With our system, you're not having to do that as much. If there is air exchange, it's always good. It takes some of the oxygen out, brings more CO2 in, etc. It's good for plants, right, to have that air circulation. Clearly, air circulation as a whole is important. So you're going to want to have good fan, good movement. You're not trying to do wind burn on a plant, but you're trying to have a natural rustling of the leaves, let's say. You want to have good airflow so it's mixing well in the room. And by doing that, if you add our system into the equation, our Aeros system by Sage is basically going to eliminate that mold by not filtering it really, but the mold spores will go through our unit and be destroyed using the reactive oxygen, as well as now we're touching everywhere, like where you maybe abated earlier where the mold was on the plant. We can stop that from transferring to the next plant, to the next plant, to the next plant. So now we're stopping that cross-contamination in the room, and that will also greatly reduce your mold.
Okay, great.
Yeah.